Hey, what's going on guys? Joe here from JPRC and welcome back. This is the second episode of my Axial SCX10 2 build series video. Now I know this is supposed to be a build series video and then I should have shown you every little part that I worked on. However, I have been very busy in the last few weeks, so I didn't get to do that. I apologize for that. And instead, I try to keep you guys up to date on what's going on my Facebook page, on my Twitter account, and on my Instagram account. So if you're not following me on my social media pages, make sure to check them out on my description link in this video. So anyway, back to the build on this car, right? My thought on this build was really good because the car has been a super high quality, a fun to build kit. If you're new to the market and you're in the market for the SCX10 2, now they have the RTR version ready, and I would still highly recommend that you pick up the kit version because the kit version has tons of upgrades that you do not find on the RTR version. For example, it's got the new LCG 2-speed optional transmission. On the RTR version, they still give you the old last generation AX10 transmission, which sits a lot higher, and it defeats the purpose because this is the selling point of this car because it's the LCG new transmission. It not only looks scale but also has the 2-speed capability. It's definitely the reason why you want to pick up one of these cars. And also the kit also has beefier links all around. You get better shocks and then some other components. You also get this very detailed body as well. For example, you get the very detailed roof rack here that you can attach accessories to it. And right under that roof rack, obviously the car has been painted in this black and green Monster Energy pink scheme right here. Now in this video, let's talk about what I have done differently to make this car look like exactly how scale, how cool it is now. Now starting with the body, as you can see, the black is the primary color in here. This is the Tamiya basic black, and I have backed the color from the inside with the a basic silver color to kind of pop out the black color. And you can also see on the side window as well as the fender, I have painted with a matte clear, kind of a dull coat to give it that rugged look. It actually gets it a lot more scale, and the way I did it was just to basically cut and trim the pink protective film and use that as masking, so you don't have to do additional masking for painting the outside of the body. Now in the rear, I have also blacked out the tail light because like I said, mentioned in the unboxing video, I didn't really like the stock sticker that comes with it. Those decals were kind of cheesy, so doing it this way, it not only looks badass but also gives you that extra scale factor of a trail rig. And also, as you can see, these windows here has been kind of tinted. Now I didn't use the decals from the kit because what happens is I tinted with the black smoke color from Tamiya. I wanted to keep the shiny layer on the outside to give it that glass window look, because when you're using the decal for the tint, it kind of gives away the scaled look. So I didn't really like it that way. I've tinted this way and it actually looks a lot better. I like it better than the stickers. Now again, these green trim on the rear mirror, on the side, on the wheels, as well as on the diff cover are also Tamiya colors. The base color is silver. And then the outside is painted with a couple of coats of candy lime green. I really like how they came out, and I actually had to scuff up the surface of these plastic components before painting it. And the trick that I used was just a household dishwashing sponge from Scotch, and that worked really well. Now as you can see on the bumper here, it also has this matte finish. Now on the plastic component, plastic bumpers front and back, I didn't have to paint them. All I had to do is just scuff it up with the same sponge and then rinse it off with water, and that's gonna give that brushed metal look to it. It gives you that scale and not like toy plastic look. So that's pretty cool in there. Now obviously in the front you can see there's a winch right there, and this winch is actually from the Year Racing accessory kit, and the front cover I had to pop it out with a screwdriver and then stick it back onto the front. I had to trim the bumper a little bit to make it fit, and then the winch itself I just kind of glue it onto the bumper because the stock bumper actually sticks out quite a lot. So they actually had this space for you to actually put a winch on it. So this fake winch is fairly inexpensive, and you can find it on eBay for about like $10 to $15. So that's what I had, and it actually does the job pretty good. Now obviously the front headlights are also tinted lightly with the same candy lime green from the inside. I don't have any LED running in them yet. because I only have an LED on the roof, and this is not exactly a perfect fit size LED light for the roof rack. It is just an extra set of light I have sitting around. But what's really cool about these LEDs are the fact that it does really have 32 functional LED lights in there. And then when they get, you know, lit up, it is actually really cool. I did have to make an extra mount to mount it onto the roof rack. As you can see, you know, the length, it's not exactly the same, but overall I think it worked out pretty well. It simply hooks up to the third channel on the receiver, and it actually works really good. So I really like it right there. So moving on to the tire and wheels here. As you can see, the wheels has been painted with the same silver back candy lime green up front to give that metallic look so that it looks scale and realistic. For a stock wheel, I mean, I'm really digging these wheels because the designs are licensed from Method and they actually look really cool. And I also had painted the bolt around the bead and inside the wheel hub right there with a metallic silver to kind of give it that, you know, really scale look. Now these tires are R35 compound, so it's very soft. I thought the foam that came with this kit was a little bit too hard, so I did trim out the foam around the edges to kind of you know, let the side walls on these tires to give in a little bit. I think that will help to, you know, increase the bite on these tires, so that will give it you know, more contact surface when you up climbing on the rocks. So I hope that it's gonna work. Now moving on, as you can see, the diff housing is also painted in green. It's good enough to get it started, and then painted the paint on them. It's probably not gonna stay, but worry not, because STRC has already just announced they're coming out with aluminum options for these for the diff housing, as well as many other components on this truck. The first thing I'm gonna pick up is a aluminum diff housing once this one gives away. And if you haven't noticed already, this car actually has functional inner fenders, so that you don't see through the car, and that is gonna help you to give it that extra level of scale look to it. And these fenders are actually really cheap. I made them from like $1 black vinyl folder you can find at your local dollar store, and it's pretty simple. Let me take the body off. So basically you can see I just kind of eyeball the size and then just make one screw and then punch it into the shock tower right there, and immediately that gives you that complete scale look, which is really cool. Also, these fenders are flexible, so it doesn't get in the way when you, like, you know, installing the battery. And I always have the choice of taking it away. As you also notice, in the back of the car, I have an extra battery tray right there. This is the battery tray from the first gen SCX10. It is just an extra battery tray I have sitting around. Now the reason why I have it in the back is because I wanted to have the ability to move the battery front and back to kind of change the weight transfer depending on the terrain that I'm running. For example, if you're going uphill, right, you want more weight on front so that you get the traction and then pull the car up front. But if I have like a long downhill that I have to go, I do want to put the battery in the back so that it doesn't, you know, tip over to the front. Having the weight in the back kind of pulls the car back and actually allows you to go down the hill a lot more easier. And in all four corners, it comes with these aluminum icon shocks that you don't find on the RTR version. Now, according to the instruction, it's telling you to use the 30 weight that came with it for the oil. But when I was looking at the promotional videos, the car was kind of bouncy. So I assumed that the 30 weight oil, it must be too heavy for the weight of this car. So for this rig, I'm starting with just weight 10 oil from Associated. I think that's gonna work better for the balance of this car, and we'll definitely let you know how well it works with just the weight 10 oil. Now, the last thing that I have done differently on this car is something inside the transmission. The slipper clutch that comes with the car, it didn't come with a bearing inside for the spur gear. Instead, they give you this plastic bushing. And coincidentally, that same plastic bushing is the same bearing size as the Traxxas Slash 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive bearing. And I happen to have extra ones sitting around, and that fit perfectly in there, so I just pop one in there. By the way, these electronics are from my Axial bomber. This is the AE5 3S capable ESC. I just changed it out to the Traxxas connector because that's what I run. And then the motor is the 35 turn motor. It's technically brand new because I didn't really run them at all outside. So for this rig, I think this power system is good enough for me to start, because, you know, for this rig, I'm not gonna be, you know, going super high speed with it. It's gonna be my go-to trail rig, and this kind of speed actually works good enough for this car. If there's any upgrade needed, I'll definitely let you guys know whether or not that's sufficient. And then lastly, the servo running up front is a Trackstar 411 MG Metal Gear server. This is a servo. I mean, it's a 15 kg servo, so that's about the same torque as the RTR servo, but it does run a little bit faster. At, I think it's 0.13 seconds at per 60 degree at 6 volt. So that's a lot faster than the stock RTR servo you can get. It's very cheap, inexpensive, very durable. I use it on most of my rigs for the bashing. If that's not good enough, I'll definitely let you know. One thing that I'm concerned is the servo horn that came with this kit. They didn't give you the aluminum servo horn. The plastic one are kind of a flimsy. I think that's gonna give away very soon because for most of my crawling experience, plastic servo horn, I think that is a no-no. You should definitely have to upgrade to aluminum option. And I actually have one order already, so I will definitely pop it in as soon as I get it. Alright, so I think that's gonna do it for this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed the build, and I apologize I didn't, get to put the whole build series together. But, before we finish, I just want to give a big shout out to Jay from SOR Graphics because he hooked me up with many of these logos on this truck. And you can find the details on the Monster Energy pretty much anywhere on eBay. So with that, I will see you guys in the next running video. And if you haven't, follow me, check out my social media pages, go ahead and check it out. The links are in the description. So I will see you guys at the running video. Later, guys.